Blissful day, Zanael, coming at you with that fire information across your nation. Give thanks. Stay abundant, blissful, and prosperous out there. You know what I'm saying? This is some information I was looking up. I was listening to Jay Claver on YouTube. He was talking about the reverse carry trade, and I just wanted to look it up. I heard it over and over, so I like looking things up and then going through it so then I can share it too. At the same time I'm learning, I can share it with you and let you learn it. And also, thank you for listening, giving a like and a subscribe to this channel. I really appreciate the people that are listening to me and following me. Give thanks. You know what I'm talking about? This is what a carry trade is. A carry trade in traditional finance, a carry trade means borrowing in a currency with low interest rates and investing in a currency or asset with higher yields. Example, borrowing in Japanese yen, low rates, convert to a US dollar, invest in US Treasury, high rates, profit comes from the yield spread. Okay? And then, so we get to a reverse carry trade. A reverse carry trade flips the dynamic. Instead of borrowing in the low yield asset, institutions borrow or hold in the high yield asset and unwind positions when relative values change. It easily happens when interest rates or liquidity flows invert, forcing traders to sell off the higher yielding assets and return to safer currencies. Interesting. So somewhat like what they do with Bitcoin, I would assume. Maybe I'm not saying that correctly, but in the context of crypto blockchain, here's when XRP and blockchain come in. Nostro Vostro accounts today. Banks lock up trillions of dollars in the Nostro Vostro accounts. Pre-funded foreign exchange balances. Basically, that's what they say in Nostro Vostro accounts are. That capital sits idle to facilitate cross-border payments. With XRP as a bridge asset, instead of holding many currencies in different accounts, institutions could hold XRP and instantly convert into whatever fiat asset is needed. This unlocks trillions in liquidity. Reverse carry trade is XRP's case. In XRP's case, right now the carry is holding fiat in Nostro Vostro. A reverse carry trade would mean unwinding those fiat positions and routing into XRP as the liquidity bridge, right? Okay, let's see what's next. Institutions would sell off the idle fiat position and buy XRP to facilitate global settlement. That flow of capital, tens of trillions, is what XRP proponent is believed could drive the price into the hundreds or thousands of dollars. And XRP right now is like $2.80 today. Right now, I think at this moment, $2.80, something like that, $2.90. I'm not sure exactly what the price is, but I know yesterday or this morning when I looked at it, it was $2.80. So that's what could drive what Jay Claver was talking about. What I was saying, I was listening to Jay Claver. He was talking about what could drive XRP into the thousands, to $500 to $1,000. And he was saying within a year's time. I don't know if it's going to be next year, 2026, in the middle of next year, the end of next year. I don't know the timing. I just know it's going to happen. And he said the ETF and institutions on ramp, ETFs and institutional on ramps If XRP is packaged, and this is talking about ETFs, in ETFs or custody products for institutions, then a reverse carry trade dynamic could be magnified. Institutions reduce exposure to stagnant fiat holdings, which definitely are stagnant. They load into utility assets like XRP to tap liquidity on demand. And and utility assets are XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR, Quant. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of utility assets that we could be interested in. And it says, okay, the last line I said, they load into utility assets like XRP to tap liquidity or demand. While some say XRP could soar, liquidity migration, trillions moving out of the dormant fiat accounts into a utility token. Leverage effect, a small circulating supply of XRP against massive institutional demand. Regulatory clarity. Okay, let's go to the next one. Regulatory clarity. If XRP is recognized as the bridge currency for settlement, banks won't need to keep nostro vostro. The reverse carry forces a structural demand for XRP. So that's where the demand is going to really come in. That's likely what Jay Claver was pointing to. The system unwinds its old carry, fiat parked in accounts, and reverse into XRP. Bottom line, a reverse carry trade in crypto, especially for XRP, means the global system shifting from holding fiat idle in nostro vostro accounts to holding XRP as the liquidity bridge. That reversal is what could create exponential demand and push XRP's valuation far higher when institutional adoption kicks in. So that's something that's about the reverse carry trade, which I was looking up and what it meant, what reverse carry trade meant, what carry trade meant. That's what I went over. And then those nostro vostro accounts. And then if they have XRP gets these ETFs, which is surely going to probably happen. All of this stuff is going to happen. It's just a matter of time. It's going to balloon that particular asset to a higher price. Right now, like I said, it's at $2.80. I remember it being at 50 cents, 40 cents, 17, 20 cents a few years back. So just like Bitcoin was at $1, was at $600, it's at 100,000 now. And Bitcoin has no utility. It's just a stored value. You know what I'm saying? So those are some things to think about as I'm giving these videos. I'm just going through different things dealing with utility currencies and what they're going to be doing in the future. And on this particular video, Jay Claver was going over how you structure your particular LLC or your particular vehicle that you hold your cryptos in, so you can protect your cryptos for years to come. So those are things that I'm thinking about, and maybe things that you want to think about too, because I'm definitely into that. Like, I want to structure my particular businesses a certain way so I can hold my assets in them for years to come. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have to sell them, especially not all of them. I can borrow against them and, not have to pay on borrowing against my assets, which people that, are more wealthy, that's what they do. They don't sell their assets. They borrow against them and they keep them. Like he was talking about Bezos and Elon Musk, how Elon Musk did with his company. He borrowed against his, his shares. He borrowed against them. He kept them, and he was able to build the company more from that place on out. And, Jay Claver talked about how certain LLCs need to be set up in certain places that have that particular asset protection that you could get for your for definitely for digital currencies or digital assets. And he talked about Wyoming. I'm not sure if he talked about Nevada. I know he specifically talked about Wyoming. And, you know, those are some things to think about. This is Zanael signing off. I appreciate you listening. I hope you give me a like and a subscribe, and I'll keep figuring out a way to put these videos out and share different information with people so they can, you know, get information. Ooh, ooh.